Second. Hello, Rasmus, John Worrell, AP. How are you holding up? And I hope you're well. Thanks for doing this too. But how are you holding up? And we just got off the phone with Jack Eichel, who said he's fed up with losing. And I can only imagine what your thoughts might be after how this whole thing ended.
Yeah, I'm doing good, staying healthy. Family and friends are healthy, so not bad. And I've been able to work out all the time and playing golf. And the weather now is really good, so not bad. And yeah, what Jack said, I've been in Buffalo 7 years and been losing every single year. So yeah, so it's tough, and I hope we're done with losing.
Hi, Rasmus. Glad you're well. It seemed like you really reshaped your game this season, settled down. What went into you enjoying kind of a breakout type year, maybe?
I feel like Ralph helped me a lot and the whole coaching staff, and I feel he's probably one of the best coaches I've had, and I like the system he brought, and I feel like a big reason why I took some steps forward. I feel like our system and we played more as a unit, and forward helped D-man more and the other way too. So yes, I took some steps forward, but still I'm really hungry, and I wish we could have played playoffs this year, and better be next year.
Time today, you talked about the frustration off of the top. There's been a lot of speculation about, your future in Buffalo. Do you want to be here, or would you prefer to be traded at this point?
That is a good question. I mean, we had the same conversation before this last year, and this year I really enjoyed working with Ralph, and our team took some strides, but I feel like it wasn't enough. And when you put so much hard work every summer, you work hard in every practice, it makes it even more frustrating because we weren't even close again. And I want to win, if it's in Buffalo or somewhere else. And I feel like when team doesn't get to the goal, that is playoffs, I think you need to make some changes, and if changes will happen, I know I'm one of the first ones probably who's gonna get traded. So it's part of the business, and I'm ready whatever happens. But I have really enjoyed my time in Buffalo, and it's home for me. So
Erasmus, John Scott from Spectrum News. Just to build off of that, what did you see, if anything, this past year with the team that would give you the optimistic outlook that you could achieve the goals that have frustrated you to this point?
I mean, we are a young team. We have a lot of young players. And the upside we had when we played well, we played really well, and we were a really hard team to beat. And if we can keep that level up, and and when we have some lows during the season, I feel like they are like really, really low, and then we lose too many games in a row. And I feel like if we can fix that, we have all the pieces in our lineup. And obviously, yeah, we need a couple more pieces for next year. So if we can put everything together, and I feel like when young player, especially this summer, when the next season is so far away, everyone can take big steps, especially our younger guys. So, I mean, the pieces are there. We just need to put them together.
Hey, Rasmus, Lance in the Buffalo News. Thanks for doing this. Hope you and your family are doing well. The last few years, there's been so much talk, whether it be you guys as players, with Jason, both coaches, just about changing the culture in the room and bringing a winning culture to Buffalo after the years of losing. Have you seen any progress on that front? Just, environment day to day and sort of the accountability that I know you called for at Locker Cleanout last year and that desire to win.
That's a good question. I've been actually thinking about it a lot. But if I think my whole career in Buffalo and before I came to Buffalo, I'm not sure if I ever been in a team where has been a winning culture. So sometimes you ask the question, what is it? I mean, I haven't really seen it before or in Buffalo. I mean, I think we built this year, we built our culture a little bit better than the previous years. But I mean, I don't know if many of our guys, we're young. I don't know if a lot of guys have been in winning teams or winning organizations. I mean, personally, I haven't. And unfortunately, the team I played when I was back in Finland, it was in the same position. Coach got fired every year. Players got traded. GM got fired. So, I mean, I don't really know what is it. I haven't seen it. I wish.
Hi, Rasmus. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. How do you personally go about handling all of this? I mean, handling the losing and more recently with the trade rumors. How are you able to process all of it and handle it for yourself?
I feel like the trade rumors are really easy to handle. I mean, I can't control them, so I don't really think about them. And so, it's hockey and it's, people are talking and say their opinion and I don't care about that. And what was the other part of the question?
The other part was about just handling losing itself as, for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I can't win by myself or I can't lose by myself. It's team sport. So I just try to prepare myself for every game, for every season that I can do my best. And the other guys are doing the same thing. It's hard when you put all the work and still you don't get results.
Rasmus, Mike Harrington here. Thanks for coming on the call. Sort of to go back to one of your earlier answers, I mean, you watch a lot of hockey. You've played all these teams in the league. You've beaten a lot of these good teams. You beat St. Louis this year. They won the Cup last year. What, in your mind, should a winning culture entail, and what's missing here?
I mean, when we play other teams, I can't see what happens in their room or what happens when they train. I mean, and it's hard to say. I mean, they're consistent. And I feel sometimes, when we're winning, then the emotions are too high. And then when we lose, the emotions goes too low. And we should kind of try to keep the even level. Doesn't matter what happens, and trust our system and believe it's going to work if we just stick with it.
Hey, Rasmus, glad you're doing well. Kyle mentioned yesterday that you and him were going back and forth about The Last Dance, and you finally came along with Jordan being the best. What did you take away from that documentary, and how can you carry what he did into a hockey locker?
Yeah, I mean, that was a great documentary. Unfortunately, I'm too young, so I didn't really see him playing. But after the document, I sent Kyle a text right away that, I mean, I'm still a LeBron guy. I'm a huge fan of him, but I had to tell Kyle that Jordan was in another level. And what I can bring from the culture to Buffalo, I mean, I wish I was that good a player that I can just decide to go out there and win every game when he wants. But I mean, he was an outstanding athlete and really interesting person.
Rasmus, another question we all see on social media, a lot of the things you do training-wise. I mean, this is going to be a long time. You're not going to be in training camp in September. For a veteran player like you who loves his off-season training, how do you change things up now? How much do you have to pull back knowing you're not going to be playing a season again until potentially November, December?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really hard. So far, when I came home from Buffalo, I started training again right away. So I've been training 10, 11 weeks right now, normal off-season training. And, I'm going to wait till I can go somewhere to have a vacation and travel a little bit. But before that, I'm just going to stay here and, keep training. It's like a hobby for me to train. So I really enjoy it. And we have a good group here, and just try to, obviously I need some rest too, and I need to, let the body recover. But I think that will be somewhere in the future, in the summer. But right now I'm working hard. And then some point in the fall, I'm gonna, start skating again. And I think big thing for me is, always, especially mentally, try to recover, and physically too, and then have a fresh mind and turn a new page for when the next season is coming.
Rasmus Brayton Wilson from WGR Sports Radio 550. Hope you are well and your family as well back home. Some of the talk that has been around here is just the future of the room defensively when it pertains to players like Rasmus Dahlin and also Henri Jokiharju. You've gotten a chance to spend this year with those guys, and obviously last year with Rasmus being a rookie. But just your thoughts on the direction of where the defensive group in the locker room is going for the future in Buffalo, whether you're here for the long run or just in general with where everything's going for the defensive part of this team.
Yeah, I mean, it's same with all our young players. I think we have a very bright future, and like you said, Henry and Rasmus, they played really well this season, and they have a bright future ahead of them. And also we have a lot of good people, good young people in our team. They are fun to interact every day and work with them. So I mean, Buffalo has a bright future, but we've been saying the bright future for 7 years now when I've been here, and not sure when is it. Just hope as I'm still a young player. I just hope we can start winning here soon and experience that part of the hockey too.
Hey, Rasmus, you mentioned that Ralph might be the best coach you played for. I'm wondering, what about your experience with him makes you say that?
I think like his personality, how he treats people, how he coaches individual players like different way. He wants to get to know you, and just like everything about him, and the system he brought, and he was the coach we needed here in Buffalo. I wish he would have come here a few years ago. So I really enjoy working with him.
Rasmus, John Worrell once again. Going back to this off season, what do you think might be the most challenging part of preparing for next year, especially given the uncertainty? I mean, whether it's for you or your teammates or any of the players on the 7 teams that didn't make it, what do you think is going to be the most challenging part of this lengthy off season?
I don't know. I really haven't thought about it too much yet. It just came to news few days ago. But right now, I mean, personally, I don't mind it right now too much. I mean, I will get bored, but not yet. So, I mean, there's now you can do so many other things in your life and spend times with your friends and family. And I think probably the most challenging is that when the training camp starts, that you are in your best shape, that you are fresh, and you have plenty of energy. That's I think for me is the most challenging thing.
Hey, Rasmus, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. How are things in Finland when it comes to the coronavirus and everything? Are a lot of things shut down? Is your country starting to open up a little bit? What are things like in your country?
I feel like the corona situation has been pretty good here. We only have 5.5 million people in the whole country, so it's pretty small. And yeah, the restaurants and some places have been closed for a while, but everything is gonna start opening up in June, so next week. And I really haven't followed too much about the news, but I think the corona situation has been taken care of really good here.